Humanity responded without mercy. The Galactic Council had no choice. Representatives of hundreds of alien civilizations filled the Great Hall. Their forms varied beyond imagination, some ethereal and shimmering, others massive and armored, some seemingly liquid, shifting colors and shapes. All of them had gathered with the same purpose, to decide the fate of humanity. For decades, humans had been a minor footnote in interstellar politics. Their technology was crude compared to many council species, their ships slow and vulnerable. Yet, recent reports hinted at a disturbing trend. Humans were developing a secret weapons program capable of unimaginable destruction. Rumors whispered that entire star systems could vanish if humanity chose to unleash it. The Council, confident in their superiority, dismissed these warnings. Zelnari, a long-lived diplomat of the reptilian T-Rex species, chuckled as he addressed the assembly. "They exaggerate as they always do," Zelnari hissed. "Humans are clever, yes, but dangerous. They are children playing with toys far beyond their reach." The chamber erupted in murmurs of agreement. Most species had already written humans off as a nuisance, interesting perhaps, but ultimately inconsequential. Even the human envoy, a small delegation led by Admiral Kara Voss, a woman of unwavering composure, had been made to wait for hours before the council deigned to meet her. When finally called to speak, Kara stood at the podium. Her uniform was stark, functional and entirely human. No embellishments, no insignia of diplomacy. Her eyes, dark and unyielding, scanned the room with the quiet confidence of someone who had faced impossible odds and survived. "Representatives of the Galactic Council," she began, her voice calm but firm, "we come not to negotiate. We come to warn you. Humanity has reached a stage of development you cannot yet comprehend. We possess weapons capable of erasing entire star systems. This is not a threat, it is a fact. Ignore it at your peril." A ripple of laughter passed through the chamber. Lord Vitrix, a crystalline entity from the shard worlds, tilted his prism-like head. "You, erase a star system. Do you know what you claim, human? Our combined fleets could destroy your planet 10 times over before you could even raise your shields." Kara did not flinch. Her hands rested lightly on the podium as if she were holding a fragile piece of glass. "You misunderstand," she said. "We do not need to fight. You cannot see the extent of our capabilities, but you will soon." The council murmured, some in amusement, others in irritation. No one took her seriously. After all, humans had always been underestimated. They were clever and stubborn, yes, but their fleets were small, their technology seemingly primitive. The council had faced threats before: rogue civilizations, merciless raiders, aggressive explorers. Humanity was nothing like that, or so they thought. When the meeting adjourned, Kara's team returned to their ships in silence. The council believed the humans had left empty-handed, that this was nothing more than posturing. But humanity's plan was never to negotiate. They had left something behind: a series of undetectable nanite devices embedded across key sectors of space, programmed to disable and dismantle alien infrastructure at the first sign of aggression. Within hours, the first reports arrived. A small outpost in the Orvani sector, operated by a coalition of 3 council species, vanished without a trace. Not an explosion, not debris, just nothing. Communications were jammed, sensors failed. The council initially assumed a malfunction, a natural disaster. But when the second outpost disappeared, followed by a third, panic set in. "Impossible," hissed Zelnari, staring at the holographic map of lost stations. This cannot be human work. Their weapons are not, they cannot." His voice trailed off as the room filled with anxious chatter. Meanwhile, Kara watched the council from her observation deck, her face unreadable. She had anticipated their disbelief, their arrogance. Humanity had waited long enough, had shown patience that even the most calculating species would have run out of by now. But patience had limits. "Activate the fleet," she said quietly to her second-in-command, Commander Ryan Holt. "We move to the hub." The human warships were unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Sleek, black as the void, their designs defied conventional aerodynamics. On board, advanced AI systems communicated with human pilots through neural links, allowing instantaneous coordination. Their weapons could adapt mid-battle, learning from each encounter. And yet, the humans themselves remained calm, disciplined, utterly composed. The Council scrambled. A fleet of thousands mobilized, attempting to intercept the approaching human ships. Alerts blared across holographic consoles. Council members shouted orders in dozens of languages, each more frantic than the last. They underestimated humans one final time. When the first human ship entered the outer defense perimeter, sensors failed. Energy shields fluctuated unpredictably, defensive drones malfunctioned, and the Council's flagship found itself powerless, systems overridden by technology it could not recognize. Panic turned into terror. On board the human command ship, Kara observed the chaos with a cold precision. "No unnecessary destruction," she said. "Take control, disable, neutralize, show them our reach." And humanity did. Within hours, multiple Council ships had been seized, not destroyed but rendered harmless, their systems repurposed by human AI. Alien pilots stared in disbelief as their own vessels turned against them, obedient to human command. By the time the Council realized the extent of humanity's capabilities, the human fleet was already within striking distance of their central hub, the core of galactic governance. Every species, once so proud, now trembled. Rumors spread quickly. Humans did not negotiate. Humans did not bargain, and humans did not forgive. Inside the Council chamber, the leaders convened an emergency session. "We must respond," Lord Vitrix said, his crystalline form flickering in agitation. "We cannot allow them to take the hub. Mobilize everything." "But it is too late," Zelnari said grimly. "They are already inside the perimeter. Our weapons will fail. Our fleets are helpless." Outside, the human ships glided silently, perfectly synchronized, appearing almost spectral against the dark of space. No alien missiles could touch them, no defenses could hold. Humanity had arrived, not to beg, not to plead, not even to bargain. Kara stood on the bridge of the command ship, her gaze fixed on the glowing Council hub ahead. "Let them see," she said softly, almost to herself. "Let them see what they ignored." For the Council, the realization came too late. Every species that had ever doubted humanity, laughed at humanity, or dismissed them as weak now faced a truth they could not escape. Humans were no longer a minor species. They were a force unlike any the galaxy had seen. And they were coming. The first wave of Council ships surrendered without firing a shot. Their crews, helpless against human AI control, could only watch as their weapons were turned off, systems shut down. Panic spread like wildfire across the chamber. The hub's leaders frantically attempted to activate their secret doomsday protocols, hoping to stop humanity before they reached the heart of the station. But Kara anticipated this. Humanity had studied every Council tactic, every historical conflict, every defensive strategy. Nothing the aliens tried worked. Every countermeasure failed, every trap was anticipated. It was as if the humans were always one step ahead, a shadow in the dark, untouchable and unstoppable. By the time the Council's leaders realized the extent of their miscalculation, the humans had already breached the hub itself. They moved with precision, occupying strategic points, neutralizing threats without unnecessary destruction. Humans did not kill when it wasn't needed. They disabled, they captured, they controlled. For the first time in recorded history, the Galactic Council, hundreds of civilizations, centuries of experience, witnessed a species that operated on a level they could not match. Fear replaced arrogance. Awe replaced laughter. And in that silence, one truth became undeniable: humanity would not be ignored. Kara stepped into the central chamber, her uniform spotless, her presence commanding. Every council leader turned to her, eyes wide with disbelief and fear. "I warned you," she said simply. "We did not come to ask, we did not come to plead, we came to act. Your choices have consequences, and now you will see them." For the Council, for the galaxy, the age of underestimating humanity was over. The species they had dismissed, the species they had mocked, had arrived not just with power but with purpose. And humanity would not stop. As Part 1 draws to a close, the Council faces a grim reality. Their hub is breached, their fleets neutralized, and their pride shattered. The galaxy is witnessing the rise of a species that responds without mercy, and there is no turning back. The Galactic Council had never faced fear like this. For millennia, civilizations had risen and fallen, wars had been fought, alliances forged and broken. But none had seen a species so calm, so disciplined, and so terrifyingly efficient as humanity. The Council's central hub, once a symbol of unity and power, now resembled a fragile cage. Human warships floated in perfect formation outside, while human forces moved freely within, neutralizing security drones, overriding energy shields, and taking control of strategic systems. Every attempt at resistance failed, and panic spread among the leaders like wildfire. Admiral Kara Voss stood on the bridge of her command ship, her dark eyes scanning the holographic display of Council forces. "They are panicking," she said calmly. "Good, panic makes them predictable." Commander Ryan Holt, her second in command, raised an eyebrow. "Predictable? They're still thousands of ships strong. Shouldn't we strike carefully?" Kara shook her head. "We don't need to destroy them. Every move they make strengthens us. Let them act, they will teach us how to respond. Every fleet we neutralize adds to our advantage." Holt nodded, understanding her strategy. Humanity had never relied on brute force alone. Their greatest weapon was intelligence, strategy, and adaptability. Every human pilot, every AI system, every ship in the fleet was connected, able to learn from the Council's attacks in real time. The Council, meanwhile, scrambled to coordinate a response. Representatives from multiple species, once confident in their superiority, now shouted over one another in fear. "Deploy the Nova cannons," cried one. "Seal the warp gates," shouted another. "Activate the shadow mines." None of it worked. Humanity had anticipated every measure, every counter, every desperate gambit. Council fleets found themselves immobilized mid-space, their systems hijacked by human AI. Ships turned against their own commanders. Energy shields collapsed without explanation. Communications failed, leaving leaders isolated in panic. Lord Vitrix, the crystalline diplomat, was beside himself. "Impossible. Our combined fleets cannot be defeated like this. They are adapting too quickly. It is as if they know our thoughts before we do." Zelnari, the T-Rex strategist, was equally alarmed. "We underestimated them. We thought they were weak, primitive, but this is beyond anything we imagined. Humanity, they are not just strong. They are superior in ways we cannot measure." Inside the hub, humans moved like a coordinated shadow. Soldiers in sleek combat armor secured corridors, overriding Council security systems. Each step, each decision was precise. The humans did not panic, did not hesitate. They acted with purpose, showing an efficiency the galaxy had never seen. A Council ship attempted a last-ditch attack, firing a barrage of plasma cannons at a human warship hovering near the hub. The blast struck, only to be absorbed by adaptive shielding that reconfigured in milliseconds. The human ship returned fire, not to destroy, but to disable, rendering the Council vessel helpless. Alien crews watched in horror as their own weapons were turned against them, systems overridden and controlled by the humans. On board the human command ship, Kara observed the operation with quiet satisfaction. "Every move they make teaches us something." she said. Every attack we endure makes us stronger. This is why we planned it this way. Let them fight. Let them show their best. We will counter and control it all. And humanity did. The Council scrambled to defend their central hub, but human strategy was flawless. Every route the aliens tried to use for reinforcements had been predicted and blocked. Every superweapon, every experimental energy beam, every last desperate plan failed against human coordination and adaptive AI. Some alien species attempted negotiation, hoping to save themselves. Representatives approached human-controlled areas with white flags, pleading for mercy. But Kara, in her calm and commanding tone, reminded them, "We are not here to destroy. We are here to restore order. Your fleets are neutralized. Your hub is under our control. Compliance ensures your survival. Resistance will not." Fear spread through the Council like a virus. Species that had once laughed at humanity now bowed, pleading for survival. And yet humanity's restraint only amplified the terror. Humans did not annihilate, they controlled. They were efficient, strategic, and utterly relentless. Meanwhile, beyond the central hub, the galaxy watched in disbelief. News of the human siege spread at the speed of subspace communications. Systems that had once considered humans irrelevant now debated in panic. How could a species so small, so underestimated, dominate fleets and stations that had been feared for centuries? Commander Holt turned to Kara, concern in his voice. "Admiral, some say we are showing mercy, that we should crush them completely before they recover. Are we holding back?" Kara's eyes, dark and steady, met his. "We are showing strength, not mercy. Destroying without need is wasteful. Controlling and teaching them their place shows the galaxy that humans are not to be ignored. That is how power is respected and feared." Within the hub, human soldiers continued their sweep, capturing remaining Council operatives and securing critical infrastructure. No unnecessary deaths occurred, but every act reinforced the humans' dominance. Alien engineers discovered that their advanced systems were now under human command. Their own creations turned to serve those they had once underestimated. The Council attempted one final gambit, activating the Eclipse device, a superweapon designed to erase an entire fleet in a single pulse. It was a last hope, a desperate measure to stop humanity, but the humans were ready. Adaptive AI instantly detected the signal, neutralized the device, and repurposed its energy to strengthen human defenses. The Council leaders watched in horror as the weapon they had built to destroy humanity now reinforced human power. This cannot be," Lord Vitrix whispered, his crystalline form flickering in panic. "Everything we planned, it fails." Zelnari, now pale by T-Rix standards, muttered, "They are not just stronger. They are faster, smarter, more adaptable than we can comprehend. We were fools to think otherwise." Kara addressed the central hub's remaining leaders directly, her tone calm but unyielding. "You have seen the truth. Your fleets are neutralized. Your hub is under human control. Your plans for resistance have failed. Humanity does not beg, does not negotiate, and does not forgive those who ignore the truth of our power. You will comply." Some Council members tried to resist, launching small-scale sabotage attempts. They failed. Human AI detected every movement before it happened. Soldiers intercepted every rebel before they could act. Every effort only reinforced the humans' mastery. And still, humans did not destroy. They controlled, they educated, they enforced. Every species that had underestimated them now realized the depth of humanity's strength. Outside the hub, Kara's fleet maintained perfect formation, awaiting further instructions. They did not celebrate. Humans had no need for celebration. Their mission was clear: neutralize, control, and enforce order. Inside, the Council members whispered among themselves, fear replacing arrogance. "They are perfect," one said. "They predict everything." "They adapt faster than we can think," another added. They don't need to fight like us," a third admitted. They fight smarter, faster, stronger. For the first time, the Galactic Council understood that humanity was no ordinary species. They were a force beyond comparison, a species that had been underestimated for too long. And now, humanity was in control. Kara turned to Holt. Prepare for the final sweep. Every sector must be secured. The Council must understand that we are in command not to destroy but to enforce. Their survival depends on compliance. Holt nodded. Understood, Admiral. It is incredible watching this. Kara smiled faintly. Incredible, yes, but they will remember it forever. The humans moved through the central hub with precision, capturing remaining resistance, securing vital systems, and establishing control. Every alien species that had laughed at humans now bowed or fled. The message was clear. Humanity responds without mercy, but only when necessary. They act with purpose, strategy, and intelligence that no species had ever seen before. And yet, even in their dominance, Kara and her officers knew the galaxy was far from tamed. Beyond the Council, beyond the hub, countless civilizations watched, waiting, learning, and plotting. Humanity had won this battle, but the war for galactic influence was just beginning. The Council leaders, humbled and terrified, now faced a choice: submit to humanity's order or face complete neutralization. Their arrogance had led them here. Their dismissal of humanity had cost them everything they had taken for granted. Kara spoke one final time to the Council members in the hub. You were warned. You ignored the truth. Now you face the consequences not of anger but of reality. Humanity does not negotiate with those who refuse to see the facts. We act. You will comply. This is your choice. And with that, part 2 ends. Humanity had crushed the Council's defenses, neutralized its fleets, and seized control of the hub. The galaxy now understood a new truth. Humans were unstoppable when united, intelligent, and relentless. The Galactic Council had never been more silent. Their central hub, once a symbol of power and unity, now lay under human control. Every ship, every system, every strategic point was secured. Council members huddled together, whispering, terrified of the humans who now held absolute authority over them. Admiral Kara Voss walked through the hub, flanked by human soldiers. Her steps were steady, her expression calm, and yet every council member who saw her knew she carried the power to change their fate in an instant. Humanity had proven its strength, and now the moment of judgment had come. Kara stopped at the central chamber, the heart of the hub. Here, the council leaders had gathered, each species represented, each voice trembling with fear. They had underestimated humans for too long, and now there was no escape. You have seen what happens when humanity is ignored, Kara began, her voice firm but measured. You have witnessed our fleets, our technology, our strategy. You have watched your defenses fail, your weapons turned against you, your fleets neutralized without unnecessary loss of life. And yet, you still hesitate. You still question us. Lord Vitrix, the crystalline diplomat, spoke first, his voice fractured with unease. We did not know. We did not understand. Please tell us what you want. Kara regarded him, her eyes sharp and unwavering. We do not ask. We enforce. The galaxy must learn one truth. Humans are not to be underestimated. Cooperation will be rewarded. Defiance will be neutralized. Your choice is simple: comply, adapt, or face consequences. Zelnari, the reptilian strategist, bowed his head in reluctant acceptance. We see now. Humanity is unlike any species we have known. We will submit for now. Even as the council submitted, Kara knew that fear alone was not enough. The galaxy was full of prideful civilizations, cunning species, and hidden threats. Humanity's dominance had to be visible, undeniable, and respected. Outside the hub, human fleets spread across the Council's territories. Key systems were secured, fleets were neutralized or integrated, and supply lines were established. Humanity did not destroy. They organized. They enforced. Every captured ship, every neutralized system, every controlled station was a testament to human intelligence, adaptability, and strategy. Within the hub, human engineers worked alongside alien crews who had no choice but to follow orders. Advanced AI systems optimized energy grids, communication networks, and defense systems. Council members could only watch as their own technology was repurposed efficiently, their own creations turned into tools of stability under human guidance. Some species whispered among themselves, fear still heavy in their voices. They are perfect, one admitted. Their planning, their discipline, it surpasses anything we imagined. They fight smarter than we ever could, another added, and yet they show restraint. They do not destroy unnecessarily. We are unworthy to oppose them. Kara addressed the hub once more, this time with a broader perspective. You may think this is conquest. It is not. It is order. The galaxy is chaotic, fractured, and vulnerable. We offer stability, protection, and guidance. Those who cooperate will prosper. Those who resist will not survive. Her words resonated across the council chambers and through communication networks to every species under human control. The message was clear. Humanity did not seek chaos, but they demanded respect and compliance. Meanwhile, the galaxy reacted. Alien species that had once ignored humans now studied their fleets, their strategies, and their technologies. Humans were no longer a minor power. They were the standard. Systems once thought untouchable were secured, conflicts diffused, and rogue factions neutralized with precision. Commander Ryan Holt stood beside Kara on the observation deck of the command ship. Admiral, the galaxy is in awe. Even those who oppose us hesitate. They recognize humanity's reach. Kara nodded, her expression thoughtful. Recognition is not enough. Respect must follow. Fear alone does not guarantee survival. We enforce rules, we ensure compliance, and we set an example. This is how the galaxy will learn what humanity is capable of. Even as humans enforced their order, they remained vigilant. Reports arrived of distant signals, unidentified fleets, and unknown forces observing from beyond the Council's territory. Humanity had proven itself against the Council, but the galaxy was vast and threats were always present. Kara knew this. Yet humans did not waver. They adapted. They learned. Every encounter, every observation, every mission strengthened them further. Humanity's combination of intelligence, strategy, and adaptability was unmatched, and every species in the galaxy had to acknowledge it. In the Council's central chamber, Lord Vitrix finally spoke, his crystalline form flickering with resignation. Humans, we acknowledge your supremacy. We will comply with your orders. We will follow your guidance. We understand the truth now. Kara studied him, then turned to the other leaders. Do not mistake acknowledgement for loyalty. We do not demand love or admiration. We demand respect, compliance, and understanding of human capabilities. Those who cooperate will be treated fairly. Those who resist will be neutralized. This is the new reality of the galaxy. Across the hub, alien operatives worked under human direction, learning, observing, and implementing new systems. Humanity's influence spread like a network of precise, efficient control. The Council had been defeated, not through brute force but through intelligence, strategy, and calculated action. Outside the hub, human fleets maintained formation, ready to respond to any threat. The galaxy had seen what happened when humans were ignored. It was a lesson no civilization would forget. Even so, Kara knew the galaxy still held secrets. Beyond the Council, beyond the systems they controlled, ancient species and unknown civilizations watched. They had not yet challenged humanity, but they were aware. Humanity's rise had been swift, decisive, and absolute, but vigilance would always be required. Commander Holt asked, "Admiral, what now? The Council is under control, the galaxy is aware, but there must be others waiting." Kara's eyes, dark and determined, scanned the stars beyond the hub. "We continue. Humanity does not rest. We enforce, we explore, and we prepare. Every challenge makes us stronger, every encounter teaches us more. The galaxy has learned the first lesson. Humans respond without mercy, but there are always more lessons to be learned. In the days that followed, humanity solidified its control. Council fleets were integrated into human operations, systems stabilized, and communications restored. Species that had opposed humanity learned quickly that resistance was futile and that cooperation brought benefits. Humans were strict, precise, and unyielding, but fair to those who accepted their authority. The Council's leaders, humbled and awed, began to see a new order in the galaxy. Humanity's approach was not merely about power, it was about vision. Intelligence, strategy, adaptability, and efficiency became the standard. Every species that had underestimated humans realized a simple truth. The era of ignoring humanity was over. Even as the Council submitted, distant signals flickered in unknown regions. A new challenge loomed, a threat humanity had not yet faced. But Kara, calm and resolute, understood the principle that had carried them through this conquest. Humans adapt, humans learn, and humans do not falter. The galaxy had witnessed the rise of a species that would not be ignored. Aliens whispered among themselves, fearful, respectful, and awed by humanity's power. Humanity had not destroyed recklessly, but they had acted decisively, strategically, and without mercy when necessary. The lesson was clear: underestimate humanity at your own peril. In the central chamber, Kara addressed the Council one final time. The galaxy is vast, full of wonders and dangers. Humanity does not seek war, but we respond to threats decisively. We act with strategy, intelligence, and purpose. You have seen our power. You have felt our reach. Remember this: humanity does not negotiate with those who ignore the truth. We enforce, we adapt, and we prevail. This is the new order. The Council, humbled and compliant, could only bow. Humanity had won the Council's battle, controlled the hub, and established authority across multiple systems. Yet the galaxy was still full of unknowns. Kara knew challenges would come, but humanity had proven the principle that would guide them: strength through intelligence, strategy, and unity. As the human fleet departed the Council hub to patrol distant systems, the galaxy understood a truth that would endure for generations. Humans respond without mercy, and the consequences of ignoring them are absolute. And somewhere beyond known space, an ancient signal pulsed, hinting at a power that even humans had yet to encounter. Humanity had dominated the Council, but the universe was vast, and new challenges awaited. Yet one thing was certain: the humans would respond without mercy, and with a precision that no species could match. The galaxy would never forget this day. The day humanity rose from insignificance to dominance, the day the Council had no choice, and the day every species learned the truth: humans were unstoppable.